The fears, of course, of the world have been realised today. Artillery fire and military action is underway in Ukraine, even near the capital, Kiev, as Russia, unprovoked and without any justification, invades its neighbour. Vladimir Putin announced his intentions early afternoon our time, early morning in Moscow.
Dear compatriots, I am confident that the soldiers and officers of the Russian armed forces devoted to their country will professionally and courageously fulfill their duty. I have no doubt that all levels of government will act in a coordinated and effective manner. Our goal is to protect people who have been subjected to abuse and genocide by the Ukrainian regime for 8 years. And for this, we will strive to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine, as well as bring to justice those who committed numerous bloody crimes against peaceful residents.
Minutes after that pronouncement, the sound of explosions began in Ukraine.
Oh,
there's another one.
I've got a flak jacket right here. Let me just get it on.
So Matthew Chance is live for us in Kyiv, Ukraine. Matthew, we're going to stick with you. Matthew is on a roof in central Kyiv, he's telling us, and just for the first time, just moments ago, you witnessed live on this program explosions. Again, he doesn't know exactly what those explosions are, but he says it's the first time that he has heard them since he has been in Kyiv.
And in New York, at the same time, at the United Nations headquarters, there were futile calls for peace.
I have only one thing to say from the bottom of my heart. President Putin, stop your troops from attacking the Ukraine. Give peace a chance. Too many people have already died.
Now, I was hoping to cross to an Australian in Kiev tonight to discuss the latest developments, but to underscore just how perilous the situation, that guest, who I won't name for security reasons, has decided to try and leave Kiev. So worried is he about the situation as this atrocious invasion by Russia continues. Donald Trump has spoken in the US, quick to blame Putin's aggression on the weakness displayed by President Joe Biden.
I don't think he's monitoring. I think he's probably sleeping right now. And, you know, it really started, I think, with the weakness in Afghanistan, the way they pulled out of Afghanistan. I really believe that's where he started thinking, you know, he can do this.
Now, whatever could have been done, whatever should have been done, conflict is now underway, and the only questions are about how long, how widespread and how deadly the battles will be. Lives will be lost, communities destroyed and freedoms stolen while the world just watches on. Ukraine has been shafted, primarily by Russia, of course, but it's also been let down. Remember, it gave up its nuclear arsenal in 1994, and as part of that agreement, it signed up to the Budapest Memorandum, in which the UK, US and Russia agreed to security assurances, that is, to respect the sovereignty and security of Ukraine in exchange for it giving up those nuclear weapons. It was clearly not worth the paper it was written on. As you know, I reckon what's happening here speaks to the weakness that's overtaken the West, the lack of self-confidence that's washed over liberal democracies, the self-doubt and cowardice that has infected democratic societies. We don't want to fight for our values anymore. We don't want to defend what's made us great. And leaders like Xi Jinping in China and Vladimir Putin in Moscow sense this. They're seizing their opportunities while the West clutches at its pearls. So let me just show you something that probably demonstrates this divide, this different approach, in a very unexpected way. First, have a look at this recruitment ad for the Russian military.
Сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения. Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Это ты пытаешься увидеть в каждой тени своего врага, потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле главный враг — это ты, вчерашний ты. Твоя задача — выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад, победителем.
Tough, macho, all about standing up and taking opportunities with no regrets in a sickening way, given what's unfolding now in Ukraine. But now, have a look at a recruitment video for the US military.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California, with a little girl raised by two moms. Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet, played violin, I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Well, is this a military recruitment video or an exercise in virtue signalling? Is this preparing America for war, or is it a government entity engaging in the gender wars? Do they want to be woke, or do they want to win? It says a lot, doesn't it? Until things change, we ought to be afraid, very afraid.